Hello everyone. I would like to talk about continuous threat exposure management. And there's a story behind it. And let me give you that piece. I started doing information security back in 1997. And one of the some few things which I started doing at that time for the organizations who were my customers was pen testing. Exercise is quite effective, yes, but at the same time it was being done only once or twice a year. In fact, organizations really, the IT teams really didn't like it because it had an impact on their infrastructure. And when the pen testing exercise was going on, normally they will have to stop their work or we will have to do it over the weekends or at night times. Now, this is all good, but over the period, it felt there is a big gap. Why? Because this exercise was being done very periodically, and with time, technology was evolving when all the changes in the infrastructure were happening much faster. So now it became a challenge for the teams, the technology teams, to keep up with this kind of pen testing. That's where they started running more on the vulnerability side. So they would do more of vulnerability assessments, which are scans running on their infrastructure. And that again had a lot of impact because those scans would be run again bombarding their system from outside. And also there was something else which we noticed, that a lot of times the IT teams, when an auditor type of an organization will come and do those kind of testing, will switch off the system. It makes it easy for them so that nobody really realizes what are the issues, because the IT team has their own idea why those issues are not really that relevant, but the regulator may have pointed out and the auditor wants to address it. That's where this new concept, which is continuous threat exposure management, comes into play, which is really a good thing across for everybody, the regulator, the customer, and the people who are really conducting it. The point of continuous threat exposure management is to be a little smarter about how you're testing the system, and you're continuously testing because the technology is continuously changing and you are also changing your whole infrastructure continuously as well. So you're more agile, but at the same time, the testing requirement is there. Now, this testing does not replace your current pen testing or VA, vulnerability assessment. Rather, it complements it because it is only focused on certain non-intrusive checks, which it does continuously every day. So there are certain vulnerabilities which may pop up at any given time just because you are making some changes to your infrastructure. But if the testing is happening non-intrusive, without any impact to the system, then it can be done on a daily basis. There is another part of it where you require to know the infrastructure. That's where external attack surface management piece comes in, which does the discovery and an inventory part of your infrastructure. So once that is done, then comes the continuous threat exposure management piece, where the job is that the system will do it smartly. So it will not bombard your system with all kind of scans. Rather, it will do it more specific to what technology you have and what vulnerabilities are expected, and only test for those vulnerabilities. And that way you can manage and maintain your whole environment better. Gartner has coined this terminology back in 2022. And not only that, they also have said a statement which I also believe into, is that by 2026, the organizations which are practicing continuous threat exposure management are 3 times unlikely to get a breach than the ones who are not utilizing that program. And that's where I will tell you about the terminology I use from some years back. That is testing all the time rather than testing point in time. So this CTEM, which my team has also developed the full tool and has already rolled it out, is going to provide you that effectiveness. Thank you.